audio test. Got to get these things out of the way, you know. That sounds alright. That's fine. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to round number 12 of the Artemis Esports Championship. We're in the business end of the season. 3 races to go, including tonight on the streets of the Marina Bay Street Circuit. It's good to be back. It's good to see that 17 drivers are here. The other 3, well, we are missing one, of course, aren't we, from TF10, from TIR as well, and one from BRT, who had a late withdrawal from Balash, and nobody else could have made it this evening. But the other 2 teams, that's just... I don't think having any drivers to fill those spots at the moment. But it's the end of the game cycle. It is F1 24 release month. And the end is very much in sight. But on the circuit then, 4.9 kilometres, 3.062 miles on this harbourside location. It's the origin of the F1 night race. That's why the skies are pitch black overhead this evening. And it does make for a spectacular occasion. Regardless of numbers, it has to be said. Just me tonight, so if I'm forgetting how to say anything, yeah, that will be why. Out on track, first up though, FRT Typical. Now, we do need a word about him, don't we? Because he was frustrated last week. Over the line, took provisional pole, but he was just pipped by Liam Bowman, wasn't he? And he put up a brilliant video on TikTok about his reaction. He was genuinely quite annoyed at that one, but it was good to hear him in high spirits when things haven't gone his way in previous weeks. And it's not just the qualifying that cheered him up, it was the race as well. For FRT finishing 3rd in the end, staying in the DRS. You know, looking at the race results of the top 2, it was a Novus Racing 1-2 for the 2nd time in 3 races. Liam Bowman won his 3rd race in a row and joins Rusty, Wilson and Furious as the only 3 drivers to have achieved that feat. If Liam Bowman wins tonight, he will make AEC Tier S history. And I like my history. Been in AEC Tier S now since the beginning. And obviously seeing those records tumble is always a good thing here in the virtual commentary box. Anyway, let's go on an onboard lap then. With FRT Typical, bit of rear sliding through the first corner. That sausage curb, ridden straight over it. Nicely done there, nicely compliant setup for Typical. So he goes through the kink of turn number 4 onto turn 5. And this is where you begin, the main overtaking venue on the circuit. Raffles Boulevard. There's a right-hand kink of turn 6. It's a little bit blind. It's quite hard to get the move done there, but turn 7, pick your braking point. And again, use all of that outside curb if you can on the exit. Now the slow technical bit, 3rd gear for turn number 8 into turn 9. Medium speed left-hander. Avoid that outside barrier that sticks out a little bit. Then you've got a short dash towards turn 10. The old Singapore sling used to lie here. Right-hander of turn 11. A lot more opened up now, of course. And onto the bridge, the Anderson Bridge, for another tricky braking zone of turn 13. Very, very easy to lock up a front right, or indeed front left there, as you're constantly turning the wheel. Another short DRS zone. Nicely done into turn 14. This is not a DRS zone, but as you can see, where's the chicane gone for 2023? Modified Sector 3 because of the building work that they're doing on the Marina Bay floating platform it is. Into the final couple of corners for FRT Typical. He'll set the benchmark. Time of a 1:28.084. Still strange, of course, seeing those lower lap times coming in now. But Liam Bowman's absolutely smashed it already. 1:27.637. Here comes the lone TF10 driver for this evening. He's 3rd. 1:28.357. Should have maybe watched Bowman on that one, but Typical got a clean lap in, and that's rare that we see a clean lap with the first driver that we ride on board with. Shazoo Alqueen going 2nd, but still 3.5 tenths away from Liam Bowman at this point in time. Ogwin, of course, who had his own little streak earlier on in the season, that mid-season flurry for Team Shazoo, finishing second in Baku, first in Brazil and first in Las Vegas. Fifth last week following a 3-second time penalty to his name. Invalidations for Nico. Medal is valid. Medal running, of course, in cockpit cam. I think he's one of a kind on this grid this evening. Reminds me of the Stokey days. Hopefully Stokey's still keeping well, of course. Rounding the final couple of corners now for Medal. 28 on 29.1, but he's not slowest. Alessin has that unfortunate title at the moment. JT running a little bit out of sync, deploying his battery, indicating that he is. Patrick, of course Patrick is. Yes. I thought there was someone else. I thought it was you, Quibauder. Don't you use it as well? Thought so. See, I've not lost any of my my pea brain. Nice to stick on board with the main man. Moving from TTM to AMS following the Bahrain round. Less said about that, the better. Into turn 16. Use that as like a help it rotate the car. So you pick up speeds. Small lift, then back, full throttle up to the line. JT goes 7th. Jay wants a fact. I can get you a fact. What have I got? Did you know? Did you know? The Marina Bay Street Circuit has 1,600 floodlights. Well, I bet you didn't. That's all I'm saying. Shit fact. Shit driver. There you go, 1-1. Marsh wants a medal fact. Now I didn't actually put anything down on my bit of paper. But medal does steal milkshakes. He's a thief when it comes to milkshakes. Another fact, bin day. Bin day is today. Medal has bin day where he takes a picture of, I know Marsh knows this, but for the wider community, Marsh has a, not fucking Marsh, Medal has a day where he takes a picture of his bin, and, well, we can probably backdate that a few weeks now, and, well, it's all been crap in that bin. Typical fact. I don't know much about typical. It's been going for 10 months. Oh, wow. You've just completed my fact. He's from Norfolk. Everybody knows that, I think. Quibauder wants a fact. Did you know that the Marina Bay Street Circuit lies 137 kilometres north of the equator? Bet you didn't. Bet you didn't. Liam Hardman, the first car out there to start a second flying lap in the session. The joys of there being 17 cars is that we're 15% less likely to get any grid penalties tonight. If anyone wants help with their percentages, if you're revising for exams at the moment, myself included on that one, but nothing to do with percentages, so yeah, if only things were that easy. Right, into turn 1, Liam Hardman, a lot more inside curb there. Yeah, that's really offset him, actually, coming into turn 2. There's a limit for curb you should take. That was far too much. It's not quite set himself up appropriately for turn 5 either. I'm saying that like I'm criticising him, but wasn't far enough left to carry the full possibility of speeds. Liam Hardman 10th down on a 1:28.8, a lap that's already 1.2 seconds off the pace. And miles away from the apex there. Good heavens, what's going on? Well, I don't think this is going to be a lap improvement. Gabor's slow again. He's thrown away another lap in this session. Liam Bowman 18 thousandths down. Shazoo Ogween a little bit further behind on track. Then comes Typical. So we'll stick with Liam Bowman. Our provisional pole sitter at the moment. And there's a 10th. He's picked up in the middle sector, running very close to that advertising on the outsides. But giving it absolutely everything here as the Scottish driver looking to make history tonight. Not bad at all. Ooh, hit the wall. On the exit, right front went in first. Always a possibility you pick up wind damage, and that has lost him time. Liam Bowman, 1:27.637, still the lap time to beat. Shazoo Ogween is 3/10 up and could challenge for a provisional pole, and he's got it. 1:27.612. Typical cut the timing beam with a 1:27.919, so still 3/10 off at this stage. Liam Bowman knows he has a 10th in that lap, though, so it's all about having the execution, the confidence to pull that off right at the end of the session. But I've not seen gaps like this at the top of a qualifying session for some time. 6/10 between the two Shazoo teammates of Ogween and Bobbitt. Jay wants a J fact. It's really bugging me because I can't remember where Jay lives. He's just never mentioned it. Oh, is it really? Oh, Tenerife. Oh, God. Can't believe I never knew that. Skegness. Lads' day out in Skegness. It's what we all aspire to do in our lives. Medal in the top 10. Am I seeing things? No, you're not. It's really happening. SLR medal is in 7th at this moment in time. Strong going from the FG driver. FG sitting 3rd from bottom. In the team's championship, only behind them... Fucking hell, I'm burping. Only behind them are Alien Motorsport on 50 and TIR on -4. -4. Still yet to get in the positives this season. I'm actually impressed. But, of course, with the reduced numbers tonight, if Liam Hardman finishes... What? 1, 2, 3, 4. Finishes 10th, then they'll be on positive points. But I don't know, actually, do they lose any more points for... submission? Because they didn't submit. I think they do lose more points for that. So it's just an endless spiral at the moment of points deductions. Don't say it. Barney saying apparently it's a full wet race, and Flo saying that's why the times are shit. Well, if I knew that, then that does explain the chunky gaps, doesn't it? Parc Ferme off nowadays because of the constant restarts we do tend to get. But some people just getting this more adequately prepared than others. NVR Gabor out there on the circuit. 3 minutes to go in this 18-minute qualifying session, and Gabor has not been up to his usual high qualifying standards, has he? As much as he's been posting world records on TikTok, now is the time to really clutch up for Novus Racing. They need him at the front. They need him to be scoring points in order for them to take the championship as early as next week. They can't win it tonight. The gap's not yet big enough. Marsh wants to put 50k on medal to DNF. We'll do that. I think Quibauda can do that as well. So he'll do that. Jay says TikTok merchant. It's not very nice, is it? Harvest requested a bet. Used to be request a Brett. He's in Madrid. He was going to join me next week, but I can't make next week or the week after. So you've had to make do with just me tonight. But the poll is, will Sam get a top 5 in qualifying? He sits well outside of it at the moment. P12, 128.834, needs to find 6/10 for that poll to come into fruition for those putting some bets on that. Here goes Gabor then, well ahead of the rest of the field and starting his final lap in the session in acres of space. That's a lovely turn one. That's a really late downshift, carrying all the speed into the entrance of the corner. Let the engine braking. That'll be a key factor on the next game come into play. Bit of a slide exiting turn 3, but soon got it in check for 4 and 5, which he takes nicely. Turn 6 really hugged the inside barrier. Use that outside curb. Extend the track entrance, use it as a turning in point. Technical section now coming up. Use that outside. Bit of track, he was wide at the apex there. I think he got some marbles on his front right, or indeed rear right tyre. NVR Gabor turned in too early, and that's where he had to back out of his first attempt of turning in. You could see how much he's pushing. He's just got to get a lap in. It doesn't matter how good it is, how bad it is from his standards, and that wasn't a particularly good turn 13 either. He rear locked, but just never got the traction as soon as he would have wanted. 15 seconds up, of course. He's looking to place his car anywhere at this stage. Braking point coming up just before the 50-metre board. How close was he to the wall on the left-hand side? Over the inside curve for turn 17. Through 18 and 19 to come now. Completely flat out for Gabor. Oh, it would have been the absolute lap of the season if he took pole position. He was so close. It was right on edge throughout. Charles Leclerc-esque from his 2019 effort that saw him take pole position in Singapore. Wasn't clean at all, but boy was it quick. Liam Bowman almost 3/10 up. Shizu Ogwin 300ths down in the first sector. Bowman is about to absolutely obliterate Shizu Ogwin's time that bettered him in the second lap of the session. Here he comes, 2 more corners to go. Didn't hit the outside wall this time. This is looking very good. Not quite as quick as Gabor through the final corner, but he's still found a quarter of a second to put himself on pole with a 127.388. Ogwin almost a 10th up. I don't think he'll get close to Liam Bowman. But all he can do is give it everything now with hardly any pressure from behind. Ogwin up to the line. Oh, it's close. Another 10th found in the final sector. He goes within half a 10th of the pole sitter Liam Bowman. Typical is well down on his time. Sam made it to 7th. He won't start in the top 5. Bobbett's down, Medal down, and Nico popping up there into 9th place. Particked across the line now. He didn't improve, and Alessin also down on his lap time. A brilliant battle. At the front of the field, Liam Bowman on pole ahead of Ogwin. Gabor's lap was crazy, to be honest. Not in a good way in terms of that lap time in comparison to what his teammate managed, but he did get very, very close. What could have been for him. TTM Justin in 4th. TTM, of course, trying to now chase Novus Racing. A very difficult feat indeed, especially when you've got a driver such as Alessin at the back. 78% of you put no on will Sam get a top 5 in qualifying. You'd be correct. It was a tenth and a half off in the end. Here's your starting grid. Liam Bowman on pole position by 47 thousandths of a second. Then there's a gap to NVR Gabble in third. Just better Justin. And then another big gap to Typical, who was over half a second off pole position. ETA Agonised will start 6th out of FRT Sam. ESV Bobbert, F1 Nico, and SLR Medal in 10th place. JT is in 11th ahead of his Dutch compatriot Patrick Leger. He's not Dutch, is he? No, you lie. He's never been Dutch. I've got that wrong. CRF1 Eastern is 13th. Head of BRT Crowding in 14th. Liam Hardman 15th. And over 2 seconds off the pace were AMS Partick and TTM Alessin. I swear he's Czech. He's not Dutch. Something's gone wrong there. Well, it looks like we are set to continue with this race without a restart. Always a bonus. Crowding's from everywhere. He's that big. Ooh. Who said it was a full wet race? Nice. Half an hour in. Well. Can I put in a prediction? How do I do that? Manage poll. New poll. Who wins the race? So we'll go for the top 5. So Bowman. We'll go top 4 and other. Bowman, Ogween, Gabor, Justin, other, say. You've got a 1 minute. You've got a 1 minute poll on who you want or who you think is going to win this race. Be quick, act now, or your vote will not count. It's polling day here in the UK today. There are local elections, not the general election. That's later on this year. Don't any of you care about politics, but fuck the Tories and all that. "20 seconds. Bowman just edging with 40% of the vote. Ogween's clawed a vote back. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Nice and quickly. And the winner of the poll is Liam Bowman, who you guys think, as the majority, is going to win this race. Bowman what? What's Bowman doing? I don't get it. Can someone explain? Oh shit, I said edging. Oh, I get it. Well, you're just dirty. Someone teach me Dutch so I can understand Justin and a lesson. Well, if Justin and a lesson just spoke English right now. Here we go. Here come the lights. Here in Singapore at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. All 5 lights on and out. And we're underway with Liam Bowman on pole position, getting away well. And he's cleared. Shazoo Ogween into the first corner we go. And that's Gabber on the outside. Will he be squeezed off there by TTM Justin in an early fight for third place? That was Gabber very close to the wall. On the outside for turn 3. Won't keep his nose in going into turns 4 and 5. That's Mercedes sticking his nose in. I think that was FRT Typical, who's lost a position early on here. We'll try to claw that one back as we go down Raffles Boulevard for the first time. I think they'll all stay in a single file line until we look outside the top 10. That's Easton going up the inside of a Williams of Patrick Leger for FGE. BRT crowding also clearing the FGE driver. Easton there for ATX. Getting a good move in there. And he might get another one around the outside of Medal this time. He's cleared both FGE drivers early on. Tyres for you, all hard. We're expecting rain about half an hour into this race, according to reports that I cannot confirm nor deny, because I was told it was going to be a full wet race in qualifying. That's not the case, but based on that notion, I think there might still be some heavy rain to come later on. A pretty clean start, all being said. Liam Hardman round the outside of Patrick Leger, did leave room there, the Williams, but Liam Hardman ultimately not able to get that move done. They've got to be careful not to lose DRS so soon in this race. That could be potentially costly. Hardman goes up the inside. Patrick Leger goes a little bit deep. I think we're talking about a break in the train at this far end of the field. Liam Bowman leading us away at the end of lap 1. I'll take the tyres off. Everyone's on hard. It's just a little bit obtrusive. Otherwise, instead we'll put the lap data on so you can see what tyre the car that we're watching is running. And that's a gap, isn't it? That is a gap that's pulling away quickly. 1 second, Liam Bowman. Mighty first sector. Can Ogween respond? And I'd say no, on the basis that he's used more battery. And he's having to use more and more and more. Try and keep with Liam Bowman. He's running more downforce, less downforce. What have they got in mind for that rain? An element of hybridity, I'd imagine, with the setups. And there's another break in the train. ETA agonised for TF10. ETA and TF10 in the same sentence. Yeah, we'll forget about that. But there is just something about Scottish horsepower that just makes them pull away. Or rather, just the staggering ability of Liam Bowman as his time on console does near an end. I have to be straight up and say it has been a fantastic era for Liam Bowman, a fantastic driver. Well, let's watch the battle for second, because that is where the action is lying. Sparking on the underfloor there for Shazoo Ogween. Am I mental, or is there no game sound? We are checking. There should be. There should be. There is for me. Yeah, that's that sounds like game sound to me before I even checked it. It's just quiet. Do you want it up? Do you want it down? We'll have it one up. Let's try that now. Right. Joe says that's good. Yeah, we'll stick with that then. 1.9, the gap out in front. A reminder, if you're just popping in this evening, hello. Good to have you along with us. Liam Bowman is going for an AEC record tonight. The first driver to win 4 consecutive races. That's the target for him. Not sure if he knows about that. Maybe one of the NVR statisticians, if there are any. As for Ogwin in second, he only missed out on being another driver to take 3 wins in a row to his teammate. So it could have been a record earlier in the season that he would have been chasing as well, but not all things go like that, do they? Ooh, Justin hit the wall there. And Gabber will still see that and he will go, okay, I need to get past him. There's going to be a possible drop in momentum. Because Justin would have felt that mistake. And there you go, another little error into turn 1. Good evening, Crispy. He asks, why was P5 a 27.9? And that's wide again from Justin. Hold on a minute. This contact from the front wing of Gabor. And now he's got to go for it. Said this a moment ago. One mistake breeds more mistakes. And Justin's trying to defend Gabor, going for the closing outside gap. And Justin just showing Gabor some of the escape road there. Literally a road. Was he far enough alongside? That'll be the TTM argument for Gabor. He will feel incredibly frustrated. He should be passed. Then he can get at Ogween and turn this into potentially a third Novus Racing 1-2 in 4 races. Justin feeling the pressure. And, well, we'll jump off board with him again because we'll get a clear look. Does he try and stay away from the wall this time? They do get close. Still, and he locked up that outside front in the process. It's the first time AEC Tier S has come to Singapore. Still no move there for Gabor. He knows where that defence will come. He knows that Justin will just take Ogween if Gabor applies the pressure. Oh, again! Justin wide. Gabor tries to creep in up the inside. And there was almost further contact. Hello, Rain. Good to see you. 3.2 seconds, Liam Bowman's leads. Possible Alessin wing damage, I'm reading. Let's have a look at the other McLaren, and there's nothing obvious. I think he's just finding it really hard to overtake down there. And it is not an easy circuit to overtake. Even if you feel like you have the run, the momentum, Gabor is just either not going for it as such, not committing, but tyre performance is equal like this. Is it turn 7 or bust? Been very scarce of overtakes in the first 7 laps. Of course, hang in there, be patient. There's rain coming and the excitement will burst into life. Why is Bobbert so slow? Because he should be sat where I'm sat, virtually, and talking over this race. Front wing check, happily. Again, can you tell from that? I just don't think he's had his Weetabix. There's a question. Oh, overtake! Alessin around the outside of Medal. Oh, there we go. Alessin's pulled his finger out. I think there was a mistake somewhere from Medal, but just like that, we have some on-track action. It's taken 8 laps for something to happen. And it was a very good move from TTM Alessin. He's into a points paying position now in P14 of 17. Talks in real Formula 1 of the point system changing down to P12. BRT Crowding has overtaken Easton for P11. He's got back pain. Yeah, I mean, he will still tell you he's got rib pain from karting. Grow up and take some painkillers, old man. Oh, Nico on Bobberts. And Bobberts has been taken there. Oh, and down the inside goes JT. Makes it stick. Brilliant move there from the Dutchman. And Bobberts, just like that, has lost 2 positions in 2 corners. And I think that spiral effect will continue downwards because he has not shown any pace tonight. I'll tell you that himself. Again, it is very easy to possibly excuse him and say maybe he's running for the wet conditions, but how much is that going to gain him back? It's a costly compromise he could have made. Gap between Nico and Sam, 5.4 seconds. Nico, an excited child this weekend. Saturday lunchtime is coming up very quickly for everybody in Suffolk. A point, and his Ipswich Town will be promoted to the Premier League. How about that? For some scenes. Right. Adrian says, Deutsche sprechen. My mate's actually got his Dutch speaking exam this... not Dutch. Fuck, German. Oh, there's too many Dutch people. JT! That's why I was saying Dutch. Flies down the inside of F1 Nico. He takes control of the second train in this race. German speaking. He's not taught me anything. I just remember him revising. He's got do da dead die. He's got die written all over his board. Like, why are you telling me to die? It's just not very nice. I can't speak German. I really can't. A Leverkusen winning. Should we have a look? Probably are. Chelsea 1-0 up on Tottenham. Leverkusen are winning. Lovely. Oh, Villa are getting dogged. Oh, Villa. Oh dear, major trophies just aren't for everyone, are they? Liam Hardman and Partick. Olympiakos half. 2-0. The now retired Finn Houlihan is there. Or not, because I saw on Twitter he said that his train was on fire. Yeah, that is a very British situation. Alessin gets ahead of Patrick. That's the second FG driver he's managed to overtake. 2 points being scored now. It's slow upwards progress, but at least he's making it. How many warnings does Ogween have? I don't know. Do you want to try again? Alessin. Ooh, I thought he was going to go for it on Easton. Easton got it too deep and almost took crowding with him. How was there such a gap between JT and cars ahead? So basically, James, we've got Bowman, the good people, and then the less good people. And then Hardman and Partick. They're D-tier. Proper D-tier drivers today. That was brutal. Hello, Oakley. How are you on this fine Thursday evening? Alessin is trying to make progress in this race. It's been slow, but he's getting there. Maybe they should turn to commentary. Well, once again, this seat is vacant next week. What tyres is this lot on? They're still all on hards. Still all on hards. No problem there, James. Happy to help. Sign me up to the comms box. You'll have to speak with Bobbert, because he's kindly done the speaking this season. But honestly, we welcome everyone of all backgrounds and abilities. Because half the time we just need a stream. That's why I'm here, to be honest. Here comes Typical, and there's a gap opening up from Agonised in front. Possible lag there. Typical did touch the back of Agonised, and the first penalty of the race is to medal. I could see that coming from a mile off. Here we go with Typical. He's going left-hand side. Oh, Agonized was closing the door. He still is trying to. Typical goes up the inside. Can he make the corner? Well, Agonized didn't. He went further. Keeps the position off track. That's a no-brainer. Give that one back. But still, he tries his hardest to defend. There we go. Just eased off the throttle and allowed Typical to go through, who himself goes back up the inside. And this is becoming a very entertaining battle. Agonized. It's raining! Guys, it's raining! Well, that wasn't half an hour. But the rain has arrived. Based on that, I think it will take quite a few laps for it to dry, not dry up, for the track to get wet enough to have that grease, to have the spray needed for intermediate tyres, and of course the DRS being disabled. So for the time being, this lap will go on, but lap by lap, in increasingly more challenging conditions. Well, Agonized 13%, Typical 33%. Does Agonized fancy it again? It's a bit of adrenaline maybe pumping from that battle. That was the most exciting thing we've seen all race. Contact on the exit of turn 7. Justin back up the inside. Gabble could be shown the wall. He wasn't. Very slow pace coming through turn 8. But Gabor went for it again. The second or third time he's had the opportunity, and still he has not yet taken third with both hands. Bit of wheel spin coming off the hairpin at turn 13. Damp patches very much forming. See the spots hitting the racetrack, and that's a big mistake from Gabor into the pits. We got drivers coming into the pits. It's the hardest pit lane, I think, from experience on the game. But Ogwin, Justin, Gabor all making that call to bolt on a set of intermediate tyres. Is Ogwin going to be able to get out in front of the Mercedes? I think he is. Given a moment to catch up with itself, and yes, he will still emerge in front. Oh, and there's the return of the Red Bull pit crew for Bobbert. So everybody, the top 6 out on the track, have come in for a pit stop. Did they make the right call in doing that? Who's that off the circuit? Partick has gone for a spin, and I think he's finding a severe lack of grip on those hard tyres. He'll let Gabor through. Yeah, they've got this right. I think fresh inters on this greasy track will be a lot better than those struggling hard tyres that have not really generated any sort of consistent pace, other than maybe for Bowman, throughout the course of the entire first stint. Now look at this. Easton and Alessin. Alessin did get ahead of the Alpine. Now up into thirds, but as you can see, he will still have to pit again. Let's get the gap to the leader on to see how Ogwin's doing. Is he gaining anything on our race leader? I think he is. Not by much. As Bowman does pull into the pit lane. Doesn't crash, doesn't speed. Job's a good one. Inters for him. Wayne says Bowman could be in the mud. He had a 6-second lead. I don't think there's any risk of losing it. Sam comes in. A lesson will follow, as will Easton. Oh, drifts into the pit lane. DRS disabled, so arguably you could say Bowman is the one that absolutely nailed that in terms of going the extra lap. But we'll see how detrimental of a time loss it was. 4.6, 3.7. Yeah, 2.5 seconds, I'd say. No harm done in the end. No DRS now either, so it's down to the drivers to really show their worth now. Does anyone happen to know if the rain is going to get worse? As in, full wet? So that will be an interesting transition. Agonised has crashed out. And that's a virtual safety car. Well, well, well. That is our first big moment of the race. I'm not sure where he's crashed out. I couldn't tell you. His car's just disappeared on the mini-map, but I didn't see it. It will remain virtual. But that is our first DNF of the race, and TF10 had one car here tonight. Halfway into the race, the Zero crashed on the Anderson Bridge. Oh, God. Clearly just a snap of the rear then. I don't think there's too many more explanations for that. But watch the Delta, guys. You don't want to drive through when we go green again. Oh, I thought we'd gone green then. It was the Pirelli light. Shines bright. Gabor! Drive-through penalty for NVR Gabor. And, well, I did warn everyone. Don't speed. He's fallen into that trap, the Hungarian. And it's, again, another race where he's not going to be able to get the full potential out of it. P2 last week, of course, behind Liam Bowman. His teammate. Some excellent teamwork throughout, but that's a 20-second mistake. It's a 20-second mistake during the point in the race where you ease off. You take your time, especially in conditions like this. May have just been caught out in one of the slower corners and took it too quickly for the 40% reduction in speed, I do believe it is, under a VSC. Does he take it now? Does he wait 2 laps? Yeah, he's going to wait the 2 laps now. See what sort of gap he can build. See what sort of gap he can come out into. And I'm looking at the gaggle. Less in Eastern Hardman, potentially where he might emerge. Good to see TF1 still on Xbox. Well, it's TF0 now. With Agonised crashing out. Stonks says Gabor NPC. Good to see you, Stonks. Hope you had a lovely holiday. Thank you for finishing my joke. Yeah, I'm... You know me. Ibiza, wasn't it, Stonks? Don't start jail. Go, why not Tenerife? Lovely to hear, Stonks. You just quick Skyped. What's quick Skyped? I only know quick scope. Sorry. Does Gabble go in? Yes, he does. Drive-through penalty to be served this lap. Gap extended to 9.3 on typical. It's a painful 37 miles per hour for the driver. Going after third, going after second. And unless there is an absolute miracle, NVR will not walk away with their third 1-2 in 4 races. Or indeed their 4th win in a row. But instead, it's Gabble in the lower echelons of the points. P12, this is what I said, around about this sort of area where Alessin and Easton... Oh, that's another crash! It's JT! And there is a safety car! And I was talking about the need for a miracle. He serves his drive-through penalty. And JT has crashed at the exit of turn 5. And out comes the safety car for the first time tonight. 2 crashes now in the wet weather. Told you it'd come to life a little bit, but Bowman's 7-second lead wiped out here in Singapore. Not the first time he has built up a gap of that degree. But we're bunching up again. Does anyone take a free pit stop? Over to the intermediate tyre life. Does anyone take a fresh set? Does anyone look at that weather forecast to go, okay, there's heavier rain on the way? Combination of possibilities. Bowman does come in. Bowman is coming into the pit lane. Do these guys do the opposite? No, they're following him. They want to be on fresher rubber. But what rubber? Is it inters? Is it wets? Are we back to slicks? Nope. They are fresh inters going on. Every single car. Typical Sam. Sam's got a gap, I think, 4 seconds. He will face a painful double stack there. The rear Jackman slow to get out of the way. And he'll go back in for a second pit stop. There we go. The FRT Mercedes crew have not done enough, actually, because Bobbitt has split the 2 FRT cars. 4-second gap. Probably a 4-second pit stop. Alessin's gone wet. Alessin's gone wet. Liam Hardman's gone wet. This is what I was waiting for. The rain has picked up in intensity. There's no doubt about that. But it's about what you know of the game now. This is 10 months worth of F1 23 weather watching that's making you question whether you go onto the intermediates or the wet tyres. Owen says, let's go crowding. He sits 8th. That is the same position that he finished as the highest Xbox finish in Worlds on Tuesday. So, I think he likes that position recently. ADEF1 Her says, right, what's happening here? Safety car on lap 20 of 31 is what's happening. We lost Agonised earlier on the Anderson Bridge. That only caused a virtual safety car. Gabble then sped onto that virtual safety car, but immediately as he came back out the pit lane, there was a second crash. JT lost it, I think, at the exit of turn 5. That has caused our full safety car. Everyone's gone back in for fresh rubber. All intermediates, except from Alessin wet, Hardman wet, and Partick wet. That's what has happened over the last few laps. It's become very chaotic all of a sudden. It's bound to continue. Marsh said wet could be a good shout. I agree. This seems like your classic big Singapore downpour where if you're not on a set of wets, it's a long lap. Jax is not even raining. I don't know what you're watching. But I need one more classic AEC finish in my life. Oh, that is the crispy opinion that I wanted to hear. Who is engineering TTM? Because this is so smart. There's always a tone of sarcasm in Crispy's voice, but I think he knows when to compliment a strategy. We're still awaiting Partick. He's going in again! Smeg, what's been going on in your WR race? I assume you're out, based on the fact you're typing an hour in. Jay says, God, I'm so horny right now. Okay. And the safety car is in this lap. Poor Partick's a minute behind. And won't have the opportunity to catch up. But he did go back onto Inters. His race is done, to be honest. How much can he... How much can he push? I don't know. Partick's fucked it by boxing. Yeah, he has. If we're saying wets are better, which looking at this rain intensity, it won't be long. 10-point deduction to Shizou for abuse of steward. Right, let's go racing again. There's 10 more laps remaining in this AEC round at Singapore. And that was actually a bit of a slow exit from Liam Bowman. That keeps Shizou Ogween right in check. Then there's an 8/10 gap to Justin. And already we're seeing some intermediate chaos as Ogween locks his rear tyres into the first corner. This could be a rapid crossover. This could be an incredible call from TTM Alessin. And look at Crowding's gap already. That's a fat one. 2.2 seconds between him and Nico. Sorry. Let's stay with a lesson. Maybe it's not quite there yet. Oh. That took a minute to get the traction down, but I think that is the same for everyone. This is an absolute nightmare to drive. A driver's worst nightmare. I think half of the lesson's brain will be going, am I driving awfully, or are the tyres just not quicker yet? Liam Hardman, 3-second penalty, joins medal. The only two drivers to get track limits penalty so far. Yeah, he's slower now. He is definitely slower. Will that last? Will it turn around? And it's got to happen quickly for him. Bit of a moment for Ogween on the X. He's lost 1.6 seconds already to Liam Bowman. And what's gone on with the lesson? Oh, he's lost it. Coming out of turn 5. And the wet weather malarkey continues. He drops all the way down to P14. And he has blown, really, any chance of making more progress on those wets. He's absolutely everywhere. Have they overheated? Are they still Oh, what is going on with him? No, he's mocking this now. He's manipulating the drifts. Ah, such a shame to see. That was perhaps the most exciting storyline we had going on in the race at that moment, but no. That is no longer the case. Is he trying to warm them up still? I think he's being daft now. Rather than... Jeff says heavy rain in a few laps. Stick it out. There's Hardman ahead of Easton, because Easton has come into the pit lane. Pen for FRT Sam. That will lose him 2 places. Jeff is pansexual. What is pansexuals where you like everybody, isn't it? Oh, crowding and Nico side by side. Nico gives him the space. And crowding to the outside. Oh, Nico, don't put him in a wall. Crowding up the inside. There he goes. Switch back from Nico. This is brilliant. This is amazing. Does Nico, once he gets the power down, starts to use the battery? Yes, he does. He won't go back up the inside, though. Oh, crowding went in a bit too hot. Nico did break earlier, perhaps for good reason. Oh, it's so challenging out there at the moment. That's why we're seeing the fluctuations in gaps all the time. Yellow flag. And I'm afraid to report that, once again, it's a lesson. Game over for him. And it almost looks like game over for the entirety of Top Tier Motorsports Championship. Hopes that's backwards. That's the incorrect direction for Impartic. Drop that on the entrance to the corner. What happened to Easton? He went into the pit lane again. I don't know if he repaired any damage. Lessons backfired. He's gone back to Winters. 7 laps remaining. Oh, Queen, more like 5-second ween. Should have went dries at this point. Typical's going to pack in Justin. I just love reading the chat. Except pit cut is 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Cut the pit lane. Oh, for God's sake. I didn't see it. Hello, Bonjour Mechnics. How are you doing? Old Green ERS, I've accidentally shown it. There you go. Not accidentally, I was on him anyway. I was just scrolling through. Oh, this is going to be the most anticlimactic end ever. Bowman 2 seconds to Ogween. Ogween 2 seconds to Justin. Justin 2 seconds to Typical. Yellow flag. I thought that was Bowman for a second. It's Bartik, isn't it? It was right as Bowman was passing through. I thought, surely not. Was there a track notes? Yes, there was. Using Google Earth. What's going on with these yellow flags? Just drive, Partick. It's annoying. Separate note. Credit to Bobbitt's here. He was shit earlier. He's a bit less shit now. I say less shit. He's got an opportunity of overtaking Typical. That might be the only hope of an important overtake we have left in this race. Or is this important? As Liam Hardman and Easton wheel to wheel on the exit of turn 5. Hardman tucks in behind and gives up chase, but he does have the 2-lap pressure tyres. Credit to the safety car, not Bobbitt's. But what I'm saying is here... Yeah, no, you're right, but... He's still not lost as much time. They coexist, alright? Gabor continues his drive-through recovery. An overtake on Nico. You touched the wall there a bit. No, I think it was just a jitter on my screen as I saw it back there. So what's everyone had for dinner tonight? Oh, Partick is out in the pit lane. That's a double AMS DNF. Cocaine. Jay had crisp wrappers and a bottle of mayo. These answers get worse every week. Homemade pizza for Rain. Wow. What did you have on the pizza? Joking, I didn't have cocaine, I kidnapped Cobb's dog, and shit went down. Just margarita. That's just plain, innit? Get some meat on that bad boy. Not sure what's worst. You mean worse? Remember what they had for dinner? Yeah. Didn't had it 3 hours ago. I do remember. Sam ERS, please. There you go. 43. Now 37. Okay. There are 3.5 laps remaining, and Bobbitts has got Typical! It's a move! It's a move! And that was Typical going very slowly. Coming out of turn 8. And Bobbitts makes his way up into 4th place. Bear with me. Good Lord. Don't look at Typical's media in the AEC chat. Wow. Here we go.
We are FRT.
We're gonna take a guy and cook the race. Very good song. I like that one. Typical watching it back. FRT. We are FRT. Future Racing Team. We're gonna take a guy and cook the race. We need a typical soundboard. I think that's my next business venture. Old MacDonald had a rick. I don't know where that is. Old MacDonald had a... That's so weird searching this on TikTok. It's on Spotify. Is it? It's a podcast, isn't it? Because he's had to put it as a... No. I can't bloody see it. If I search... I've given up. Given up on that. Have I enjoyed myself? I've really enjoyed myself. Thoroughly enjoyed my evening. Liam Bowman is just a lap away from AEC history. I'm actually quite looking forward to calling this one. How do I copy a message? I can't click on your link. Copy. Oh. And paste. On board with medal for a lap. Medal! Medal is being requested. Request a medal is the new thing. He's 10th. He is scoring 5 points. I think it's 5. I forgot the point system. Forgot the point system. It's 6. It's not 5 points. It's 6. Oh. Cockpit cam. I do need to call Bowman. They'll be very angry if I don't call Bowman. I can't get into cockpit! How do you want me to get into... There's 2 types of camera! Typical overtake! Possible typical overtake! No, he's wide. No, he's wider than my nan. Oh, dear. Back to medal. He's still 10th. Oh, Liam Hardman, move. Medal, on board. I still can't get into cockpit cam. Here comes Liam Bowman. He makes AEC history. He's the first driver to win 4 races in a row in the 3 seasons that we've been running. Tremendous drive. Ogwin finishes 2nd. Justin finishes 3rd. Back to medal! Back to medal! P10! P10 for medal! Incredible! Crowding crashed. Liam Hardman finishes 12th out of Easton, and Alessin will round off a miserable. Whoa, Jay, hang on, mosh. Alessin finishes 14th, rounding off a miserable evening, as I was saying. The gamble on wets, it fell apart. To be honest. Can we get a medal interview? Yes, we can. Stay right here. Wait. Recent plays. SNR medal. Get in my party. Let's all head to Mosh. I'm going next week, I think. Medal! Are you with us loud and clear? Well, tremendous race. Get your audio included. We have things to talk about. You are, the chat voted, the chat hailed. Drive of the day today, a P10 finish for yourself and FG. Talk us through your race. They can't hear you. Wait. Oh. Let me switch it off and switch it on again.
Cool.
Try that now.
Go on, can they hear me? See if they can hear me before I start. There you go.
Have we got it? Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
Talk. Go again.
Yeah, it was really tough. The rain felt a bit more comfortable than the dry, but yeah, the dry I was just struggling to keep with the tray at all. I had no battery from lap 6 onwards. Yeah, no, it's alright. It's not too bad. Pace was a bit shit, but quite happy. Happy overall. Survived. That was the first.
What's the situation then with the inters and the wets? Were you thinking inters, wets at that time when the rain was belting it down a bit?
I was tossing and turning about it a tiny bit. But for me it was always inters. At one point it sort of looked like it was wet, but yeah, I could see from the restart it was wasn't really wet enough ish. It sort of showed with Allison what happened to him in the end.
Any words for your supporters? Your cult following in the chat today.
I just want to say, Owen, I would appreciate your hate. He spurred me on. Oh, Ogween, that is, by the way.
Yes.
He spurs me on. Even though, well, face was shit, but yeah, fucking little bastard.
Yeah, he got gapped 3 times, so if you want to give that back to him, then you can.
Omen.
Don't know what else. Any chat questions? Any questions from the chat? Marsh says, "Whoa, language. Fuck off." Yeah, they wanted you to have an interview. Can you sing? Have you got a song for us?
Not a fucking chance.
What pizza? What pizza are you eating to celebrate?
Annoying thing. I actually am having a pizza after this. That's the annoying thing. That's the genuinely most annoying bit.
Jay asks, how big is it?
Town, don't know. Let's turn that. Fuck off.
I think it was on about the pizza.
No,
Any alcohol? Any alcohol tonight to celebrate?
Probably not, no. Not going
Uh,
in.
no. Oh, right. Ogween does want to join, so we will invite him in to see if he has any response. Our second place finisher is going to join us. It's his second place finish of the season. And does he keep the Drivers' Championship lead? I think he does. But that gap eaten into by 6 points. Ogween, include your audio. Are you loud and clear with us live on the twitch.tv stream? This is an interview. Yes, you asked for an invite. What do you mean? He's gone. He's gone. But yeah. Keep proving those doubters wrong. Keep bouncing back. And never back down. Never give up. We'll end the stream now. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining me on the AEC TRS stream tonight. Next week, we head to... I don't know. Where are we going next week? Imola. We're going to Imola. See you there.